How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, we are doing an episode for Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's guest is TJ, also known as Potato Senpai.
Hi guys.
How you doing tonight, TJ?
I'm doing really good. It's been hot.
Yeah, no, I
Just
hear
hot.
you. That's crazy weather. So real quick, and I know you said this before we recorded, what made you want to go by Potato Senpai?
It's actually an ongoing joke. So, a while back when everybody was doing the pronoun things, I got really tired of people asking me for my pronouns. So, somebody gave out this little ribbon that said my pronouns are, and I put potato on there. And it kind of went really long as a joke, and it was during SoccerCon. So every year now, I wear this little thing that says my pronouns are potato. I forgot to do it last year, but my friends decided to call me Potato. So, and I'm also part of a group called the PDX Senpai, so Potato Senpai ended up working out.
Nice. And speaking of, what was your very first con and what was your very first cosplay?
So my very first con was KomoriCon. I was about 14 when I went, and my first cosplay was a Naruto character. I
Which
think I did Naruto's dad for the first year.
Minata or whatever?
Yeah, Minato. Yeah, Minato. There we go. Yeah, that guy.
Nice. What was it like cosplaying as Naruto's dad?
It was actually a lot of fun. I actually had a little girl that year came out of nowhere. She was actually lost. So I was hanging out with her the whole time, and her sister finally found us. And the whole time, this little kid just called me dad throughout the whole time, and we hung out the whole entire con. And I'm still actually friends with them. So that was like the best part of it. And then running around, and the rest of it was just like a couple characters, people dressed up like Naruto were there, and they're just like, "Oh, it's Dad! Give me a hug!" Pictures, the normal. But the kid thing was cute because she was dressed up like Greenie from Sailor Moon,
Aww.
and it was such a cute experience. And we were able to find her mom and dad. They were right there in the park, but it was like she just wanted to hang out with me the whole time. It was so cute. She's
Aww.
telling people, "This is my dad," and I'm like, "Oh God, I'm not your dad," but okay.
I'm sure in the end her parents were really appreciative of you helping her find them.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of like fun, and I hung out with them the whole time. So, and then
Nice.
I was babysitting her for like an hour and a half at the con. It was like nothing.
I'm sure when she gets older, anytime she sees Minato cosplayer, she'll think of that one time she got helped by Minato Namikaze.
Oh yeah, I talked to her and her older sister. We're all good friends.
Oh, that's always good.
So
So imagine that was a interesting experience for your first time going to KomoriCon was basically helping a little kid find her parents.
yeah, that was like the most interesting thing I've ever done. And I've done it all. Trust me, I've done it all.
I believe it. So, what was it like? Minato, did you buy his cosplay? Did you make it? Or how did you go about cosplaying him?
I stole my friend's costume. Like I literally stole her costume. Like I was like, I'm taking this. She goes, "Where are you doing with that?" I'm going to a convention, so it's mine now. And it was like really half, it was not even done. It was just the coat and the top.
It's like, I'm taking this. This is mine now.
Like it was like the worst closet cosplay I've ever done, but it was so perfect.
Hey, sometimes your first cosplay is it's. I feel like your first cosplay has to be basic. You shouldn't, splurge on your first cosplay. Start small and then slowly work your way up.
I agree. That's what I've always done. Like now I make my own cosplays. Like I rarely buy cosplay anywhere. I make all of them.
What was
So
your on that topic, what was your very first handmade cosplay?
My first handmade one, I actually did oh gosh, it's been so long. Ooh, it was actually like my first like handmade one was Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Which outfit of Sora's has like his first,
So
second, third one?
I did the second one.
Okay.
It was poorly done, but I did it. That was like
Nice.
the best one I ever made. But now I have like Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora, so I run around in that. So that's a lot of fun too. I love that one.
Nice. How did you like have the wig as well? His spiked, honestly, dirty blonde or brown hair?
Yeah, I have his wig and I styled it myself, but I'm not good at styling wigs, so it looked really bad, but it was still like and I had pink hair at the time, so my pink hair would like stick out.
I mean, his hairstyle is like almost reminiscent of Cloud's hairstyle in the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and the way I did the wig, it was like really it wasn't so like how other cosplayers do it where it's like really big. It was really small. It just looked like some kid spiked their hair up.
Oh,
Is really what it
so
looked
kind of like
like.
how his hairstyle was in Kingdom Hearts 3, where it wasn't like so over the top.
Yeah.
Nice. Um.
I felt pretty cute.
What was the most challenging thing aside from the wig for your Sora cosplay?
The pants.
Oh,
Any
the
cosplay,
shorts he wears.
yeah, any cosplay I've ever made, I always had problems with the pants, and I still do. Like the pants are the hardest thing because I can never get the shape right. So even with a pattern, I've tried using patterns. I've make my own patterns. It doesn't work. No,
It's like,
I actually like gave up one time. So
but in the end, I'm sure it was all worth it though. Being able to cosplay a well-known character from a very well-known video game.
oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had like I met a lot of new people and made a lot of friends that year because I'm kind of like an introvert. I kind of like to like be alone too and kind of do my own thing. But got going to cons and cosplaying really got me out of my shell.
Well, you're basically in
So
your element. You're familiar with all that's around you.
yeah. So and
Nice.
it was a really big change. Like I was so nervous like even at my first con and I get so nervous when I go to other cons because it's like what's going to happen this year? How am I going to react if this happens, you know?
Oh
And now
yeah.
with COVID and the cons are coming back, we're actually going to a couple conventions this year, and I'm still a little nervous about it.
Oh yeah. No, I
But
think everyone's excited going back to cons. I'm looking forward to two cons in Grants Pass this year in August.
I want to go. Take me with
It's
you.
it's Metalark Comic Con and Anna Medford in Grants Pass.
Yep, I think you just need to like put me in a box and take me with you.
Yeah. I'm sure by the time people listen to this, the con will have passed and everything.
I know. I still want to go though.
Yeah.
We'll just put up. Yeah, we took Potato with us, and it was interesting. No, just kidding.
um. So, what cons do you plan on going to this year, if you can go to cons?
So we're going to Rose City, and we're also going to KomoriCon, and possibly one more, but we're not sure which
I
one we
want to
want to
go
go
to
to.
I want to go to ComoriCon this year, but I don't think I'll be able to.
Ah, you need to.
It's been on my list. It's been on my list for years, and it's around this. It's in November, right?
Yeah, it's normally in November, so but you can
Damn.
totally room with us if you want. We're nice.
It's around the time of my birthday
Somewhat.
too.
My birthday's on Tuesday, so
Nice.
I got my Rose City ticket as a birthday present.
Nice. Who do you plan on cosplaying for those cons?
So currently with our group, I like to do group cosplays, and I have some ones that I don't do. We do oh, what is that game called?
What if you can describe it? Maybe be able to help.
It has girls in it, and it's high school girls.
Yeah,
Why am I
I
blanking?
don't know. When I think of girls in video games, I think of Dead or Alive.
Dead or alive? Okay, well, I'll remember. I swear I'll remember. But we're doing Shield Hero, and I do Nalphamy from Shield Hero.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it is so good. Watch it. If you have not seen Shield Hero, watch it. It is good. Um, I'm also doing. I just finished him. I'm doing Wei from. I think that's how you say his name. It's from a series called The Untamed.
How do you
I have.
spell? How do you spell? Is it WEI?
I think it's WEI. Yeah.
Okay, and who is okay? Yeah, I just got it.
Yeah.
Who was the other character you mentioned from Shield? What?
Naofumi from Shield Hero.
Now Fumi.
Yep, Naofumi.
Okay,
Um, I Senpai, who is another bigger cosplayer that a lot of people know. He does Raftalia, and then
nice.
his wife does Belocus. So I got to choose Naofumi because he's my favorite character.
Beard Senpai, he's probably the most wholesome person I've ever met. I even seen his 2B cosplay from Near Automata he did a few years back.
He's actually redoing that one, which is
Ooh,
really cool. Yes.
nice.
I
He
actually
is.
got
Go ahead, sorry.
I got the honor to make his Tsunade costume.
Really? That was you?
Yeah, I made his Tsunade
Nice.
costume, and then I also redid Raftalia's breastplate.
Nice. Shout out to Beard Senpai, by the way. If you've never seen him, be sure to look out for him. He's the guy basically with a big beard and wears a big prosthetic chest.
Yes, he does a lot of uh or whatever. What do you want to call it? It's like gender bending cosplays,
I
or
I wouldn't call it gender bend because gender bend is just basically a male or female version of the opposite sex character.
I can't remember what they call it.
Crossplay.
Oh, oh, crossplay. There we go. That's it. Crossplay. Yes, does lots of crossplay. I should know. I do crossplay. It's been a long day.
you're you're all good. Now to the question I always ask cosplayers: what's that one cosplay that you've done once and you would never want to do it again, despite how popular it was?
um, so oh gosh. The biggest one, it's actually just sitting on my cosplay shelf right now, is I did Luna from Sailor Moon, and I did the human form of her. And I
Nice.
had the corset on top of a corset and 6-inch heels. And
Oh,
that was like, and because I can't wear flats, um,
oh, you have to have your feet
it
at
was,
an angle.
yeah, because it drags so much on the ground and people stepped on it. I've tripped over it and myself, it was hard to use the restroom. The wig was all over the place. I mean, it was fun because my partner did Artemis and my goddaughter did Diana. So we did like the little family group, but I haven't touched that costume since I think I've only worn it 3 times, and each time I've only worn it for like an hour and I haven't even touched it since.
It's kind of deep in that vault to where it just will stay there and collect dust, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, and it is a glitter everywhere. Like I'm not joking. It'll get on other people. I had it made, and I want it to be very theatrical. But the material that they used to make the tail, all that other stuff, it's just so much glitter.
Ugh.
Like if I open up the box, it's like poof glitter.
Just,
So I
just,
don't like touching it.
it makes sense. I mean, especially if especially if you don't want a face full of glitter.
Yeah. No, there's lots of glitter.
I'll take your word for it.
So much.
Now,
Yeah. Never touch it.
Now is there that one cosplay that you haven't cosplayed so long that you would love to bring back?
Oh my gosh. So back in the day, I cosplayed Saint Seiya, and it was a cosplay. It was like a closet costume, and I would love to bring Saint Seiya back.
Who is Saint Seiya from?
So Saint Seiya is basically what they call Knights of the Zodiac. It's the original name of it. You can watch it on Netflix. It's like an old series when I was
Oh, okay.
a little younger.
I know what you're talking about. I think I've heard of it. It was on a I think I heard of it. Now let me actually. Anyway, what was it like cosplaying as Saint Seiya?
It at the time it wasn't actually really popular, so it was really nice to like not be stopped in a hallway every 15 seconds, like
Okay,
a couple of my costumes.
I've heard of this now. Okay.
Yeah, so I always wanted to cosplay Hades. Um, he's just one of my favorite characters, but because now that I know how to use EVA foam and I know how to do everything with it, I'd love to bring back like his full armor. Like before I just did like a small little closet cosplay of him, but I would love just to do full armor of him.
That's like a lot of red and white.
Yeah, but it's so awesome.
Nice.
Like he's one of my favorite characters. Like that was like my series growing up.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
um, Now for beginner cosplayers, especially those who are on a budget, would you recommend thrifting for them?
Yes, absolutely. I have a few costumes that are actually I got from different stores, especially like from like Goodwill or offline through garage sales, um, and just remade them into what I wanted them to be.
Nice.
Yeah, my My Hero Academia one, I have one that I've been working on, and it's one of the girls' party dresses. And I actually that one has been it's basically three dresses in one
Um,
that
what
I found at Goodwill.
what character is that?
It's in the movie. I can't remember her name. It's the blonde girl.
But the only blonde girl I can think of is Toga.
Not Toga. It's Oh my gosh, why can't I'm so bad with names. I don't even know.
You're perfectly okay. We got.
Um, yeah, it's been horrible. But basically, what she wears is a she wears this kind of like blue and strapless party dress, and it's blue white, and it has like a flower. And I've been kind of messing with that. So all the material is actually from dresses I got from Goodwill.
Nice.
So yeah.
Now we got about 10 minutes to go. What kind of advice would you like to give for first-time con goers when they go to their first con? What would you recommend? Tips and everything and all that.
So like the biggest thing I recommend is spend your money wisely, and also remember eating and drinking is a priority. Um, one year at a convention, I had overspend because I was really excited, and it was like about 2 years since I've been to a convention.
Impulse
I
buying,
over,
basically.
yeah, I really impulse buyed on things that I thought I wanted and needed, and and I forgot to eat and drink water. I was very tired. It made my con experience like even horrible. I was irritated, constantly wanted to like sleep. So it's not a good idea. So that's why drinking and eating is very important at cons. Another thing is what I highly recommend is check in. What I mean by check in is, especially with conventions in bigger cities, I've experienced where strange people would follow me back to my hotel room, and my friends I wouldn't tell anybody where I was going or if I was leaving con space. So it's important to check in with your friends and your family and tell them what you're doing. That is a big thing now, especially with conventions in bigger cities. Just because with all the stuff going on, it's important. And then the other thing I would have to say is having fun and just do what you do at a job or, anything. Leave your drama at home because conventions are meant to be fun. And I know drama can happen, fights can happen, but you having fun is more important than worrying about other people's problems.
It's mainly supposed to be a safe space for con goers and everything and
Hmm.
cosplayers.
Yeah, and I also say for very young cosplayers, I do know there are people under 18 who go out. Um, when you meet older people like myself, we're here to help you guys if you have any questions. Our senpai group, the one thing that we talked about in our group is being there for fellow cosplayers. Like, for example, I mean, I'm going to be 30 soon, but I get a lot of younger cosplayers who come to me and ask me several questions about conventions or if they can have my phone number if they need to be walked back to their hotel room, things like that. So, a lot of us who are very experienced, we're here to help you guys too, because that's what our community is about, is to, have people join us to grow, build a family, make friends and have fun.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Actually, with you bringing that, I actually talked to in a previous podcast. What are your thoughts on underage people cosplaying as characters that they shouldn't be cosplaying? Like, if you know what I mean.
So one thing that I will say, if you're planning to cosplay a risky character, as I would put it, um, be aware of what you're getting into. I mean, I don't find it appropriate for certain people, um, younger people to be cosplaying characters that are very risky with their costumes, but there are ways to alter costumes to make them less risky.
Make it more kid friendly, age
Yes.
appropriate.
I make costumes for children too. I commission costumes. Um, and the one thing that I've learned is if I think about the way I would redesign a costume to make it more age appropriate, I will do it and keep the accuracy of what the character looks like. So people are like, "Oh, you're this character." One girl that we did was from Seven Deadly Sins, and her costume is very short, and
Is it
it's the one that grows, and she wears orange.
I can't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, see, names. Yeah, all we did was I made a dress and we adjusted the top to make
Deanne,
it
that's her name.
more, yeah, we made it more kid friendly. She wore a pair of shorts with it. The kid actually went on stage at KomoriCon and did the cosplay contest. And
Nice.
she rocked it. Like, that kid rocked that costume.
I mean,
So,
looking at Deanne from Seven Deadly Sins, there is a way where you can alter it to make it more kid appropriate, which I think, from what it sounds like, you did a really good job.
yeah. I mean, every costume can be altered and changed to make it appropriate. And I mean, and I also think it's also a parent's responsibility to say yes or no to their children's costumes and what they're wearing.
Thank you, because
Um,
not many parents. No offense against, don't at me here, parents, but I've seen some. I've like seen some cosplays that are just kind of even like people our age. You know, I've seen some kind of like risque type cosplays at cons that are like they're allowing that. Like again,
yeah.
I'm not trying to bash the cosplay or anything. I mean, no disrespect. But I've seen like cons where certain like cosplayers will be like they're almost wearing nothing.
Yeah, and see, that's one thing, especially in con space. When people wear costumes like that, I feel like they also need to remember what they are wearing can attract negative
Or
responses.
creepy responses.
Yeah, are creepy responses. But they also have the right to wear those costumes. I don't make judgment on anybody of what they wear for their costumes, but the one thing is always be prepared and always remember that just if you wear something that risky, you also need to remember what can come with that. I
There's
mean,
always repercussions with any cosplays, whether it be good or bad.
yeah. I mean, I wore a maid costume and had an old guy hit on me, and I turned around and looked at him and said, "Hey, I'm a dude," in a deep voice, and it freaked him out. So that worked in my favor. But like
Yes.
I've dealt with it. I've dealt with wearing costumes that revealed a lot, and I've been harassed, I've been unwanted touch, things like that. And those are things we got to expect. But if they are wearing risky costumes, they can speak up. They don't have to stay quiet. They can
Also,
actually,
cosplay does not equal consent.
yes, it does not. And if you guys ever feel uncomfortable at a convention, that is what staff is for. I was a staff member, and I remember younger people coming up to me feeling uncomfortable about another person. So you guys are able to get, if you are able to get their con badge number and their con or and their name, you can take that straight to con staff, and everyone will absolutely take care of it for you guys.
That's really good to hear because not a whole lot of cons, well, not a lot, but some cons just don't care.
Yeah, and there's also the option if you guys are feeling that uncomfortable, you can always call officers. You can call
Nice.
their non-emergency. You can call their emergency. I know Portland police. Sometimes they actually come into our conventions and make sure.
That's really good to know. I actually a while back I did a online podcast panel on this channel about convention safety and awareness with a few other cosplayers, and we actually talk about that kind of
Hmm.
stuff. So it's nice to
Yeah,
go.
and
It's nice to go further into that topic because not many
yeah,
people know about con
and
safety.
yeah, and that's also where when I say check in at cons, that's very important. Um, like myself, I tell when I meet younger cosplayers at conventions, and they ask for my phone number, I will give it to them, and I'll always let them know if you feel uncomfortable, if any cosplayer sees me and they have something going on, even if they know who I am, but I don't know who they are. If they call me, hey, bro, what's up? Or hey, big sis, what are you doing? Those are cues for me that something's not right if I don't know them, and I will play along with it. So
That's really good to hear.
yeah, that's another thing that a lot of us senpais we do. And that's like a big thing, especially at conventions. So if you guys ever feel unsafe, there are other cosplayers there that will keep you guys safe if that's needed.
I feel like if you're going to your first con, always have friends with you. To quote Crush from Finding Nemo, make sure you have an exit buddy.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Exit buddy, never go alone. If something happens at con, because things do happen at conventions where I've seen people get kicked out of their hotel rooms, things like that. Always make sure you contact your parents. Don't freak out. Don't, you know, there's always a way for, somebody to help out.
Right.
Um,
Especially for first time con goers, never go alone.
yeah, I've taken in drunk con goers, so trust me, I know. I've had drunk people crash on my hotel floor because they got lost and knocked on the wrong door.
Hey, I mean, it happens, especially with those cons that have like after parties and everything.
Oh, the after parties. I'm so
Or
glad I'm 30.
or Dragon Con, for example, the world's biggest party con.
Yes, yes. I want to go to Dragon Con. It sounds bad, but I really want to go.
It's on my list later down the road when I can. Yeah. um.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah. We got like probably like a minute to go. Any last minute advice you like to throw in real quick for those who are listening?
So one thing I will let you guys know if you are a budget cosplayer like myself, um, definitely learn how to make your own costumes. It is so worth it. Join cosplay contests, go to panels, have fun, and that's like the biggest thing. Um, if you are on a budget and you can't afford con, staffing is like the funnest thing to do too. I love staffing, especially at our conventions. So, yeah.
Or try to find a con in your area that's free, because they do exist.
Yes, there are actually some free conventions. There is a couple that are up here. It's kind of like a vendor con over in Portland, and they do contests. There's always a guest there. Last time I went, we had the voice actor for Naruto. She was there.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, so there's a lot of mini cons, and there's also if you join your convention's local Facebook. Now that things are getting better with COVID, there's a lot of cosplay meetups that are going to start happening soon too.
Looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, me too.
Uh, again, Potato Senpai, thank you for coming on for Cosplay Con Talks. Get to know that cosplayer, and The definitely helpful advice too that you gave, I'm sure will help a lot of newcomers to the cosplay and convention community.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys wanted me here. I
Yeah,
actually had a lot of fun talking to you guys. So I hope your con year is actually really good.
yeah, same here. Again, I am Wayne Unknown. Thank you for listening, and until next time, thank you for watching.